Yo, 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 what up? This is Skoozi, and I'm back with a brand new episode of Skoozi Plays Foolcraft. So, down below me here is what we worked on last episode. This giant pit of diamond spikes, an absorption hopper, and a big area for mobs to spawn and fans to push them into the center. And let me tell you, it worked pretty good. At the end of the episode, we did a 1 hour AFK session, and we had a ton of loot bags. Well, the following night, what I did was I let it run while I slept, so it was running for about 9 or 10 hours. And in the morning, it took me, I'd say, the better part of 45 minutes to open all the loot bags that we got out of the mob grinder overnight. And yeah, that was when I decided that, I don't know, I really like the loot that comes out of it, but I'm not a big fan of going through and doing all the opening. So what I did, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, eh? These are fake blocks. They're called. You can make them, or you can find them in loot bags, and they'll just mimic whatever block you your cursor is on when you right click. So yeah, I have them here as like a Secret Service entrance. Takes us down to where we do the power generation. But anyways, after spending all that time opening all of those loot bags, I installed one of these. So this is a loot bag opener. So basically what's happening now with our system is all loot bags that are common, uncommon, or rare are going through here. We have an item filter, whitelisting, uncommon, rare, common. They're going into the crafter, which we have set up to step them all up to epic. And then once they're made epic, they come in here and join the legendary and artifact loot bags in the bag opener, and then all of that goes up into our chest, and our chest pumps out into our main storage. The one thing that this whole system is not putting through into our main storage are these weapon cases, bows, second edition, first edition, and ring cases. And at the end of today's episode, if you stick around till the end, I'm going to open all of these. I have 50 bow cases, 45 first edition weapon cases, 44 second edition, and 8 rings. And I'll open all those at the end of the episode, so stick around. I'm also going to make today kind of a short episode because I have something that I want to work on that isn't... it's not the kind of project that's very interesting to watch as it progresses. It's more, it would be beneficial to see it revealed just at the end. So I want to work on that, but I also want to get an episode out for you on Monday, which is tomorrow for me. So I do have to film something tonight. So it's going to be short. We're going to work on here a little bit, which I want to kind of make into my hatchery for all the different types of chickens that there are. I've been getting into the chickens a little bit. I have a few that I have done up like to 10, 10, 10 quality. But I want to get in here and start breeding all the chickens that I don't have, and setting up like an automatic station to harvest all of their drops, send them to the appropriate locations and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to work on today. And yeah, then at the end of the episode, like I said, we're going to open like 150 weapons cases. So that should be fun. All right, so in here, I'm kind of going for... the theme of my base, I think, I'm going to state it here. Yeah, this is it. We're going to finally like settle it. I think the theme for my base is going to be like a sort of posh like Fallout shelter. So imagine like any sort of like apocalypse movie where there's bomb shelters. They're kind of like industrial and whatnot. But this one's going to be a bit more posh. Like we have like the blue concrete walls, the nice floors, glass. Like, yeah, it's going to be like the rich man's end of the world shelter. So I'm going to try in this room where we're going to have the chickens. I want to kind of make it look a little like rustic and industrial, which I guess kind of contradict each other, but you know what I mean? Like I want it to be Industrial because this is a fallout shelter, but more rustic because it's kind of like the barn portion. And so anywhere where we have kind of animals or we're growing crops or anything like that, I might try to bring in some of these factory blocks, which are really, really cool. They're a little expensive to make, but like seriously, with vein miner in this pack and like loot bags, like there's really no resource gathering that I can see that we're going to be doing from here on out. We'll be getting pretty much everything from these chickens, so I'm not too worried about the cost. So I'm going to crack on with this a little bit, and then I'll bring you back when it comes time to work on our collection system for all the drops from the chickens. All right. And before I do that, actually, I do want to say one thing. I got a couple new subscribers this week. There's been people watching the Foolcraft videos, and I think that's pretty sweet. So thanks for that. And if you're new here, why don't you go down and subscribe so you can see how things like this turn out, and also the secret project that I'm going to reveal here in the next couple episodes. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to work on this, and I'll be back. Okay, so quite a bit of progress is done. I'm liking the way this looks. It's kind of got that feel I was going for. It's dark. It looks kind of like a fallout shelter, underground bunker. And there's definitely room for some chickens. We have 24, 36. We're soon going to have enough space for 48 chickens. Forgot to take down this. These things are difficult to place unless you put them up against a block, so I was using this and forgot to take it out. Yeah, so we're going to have room in here for 48 chickens, and I think what I'll probably do... I haven't decided. See, I have room to expand up in each one of these, and I also have room to expand that way. The thing is I do want to put in some automatic chicken cookers in here that will use the eggs that these chickens are going to be laying to turn them into food, because I'm going to have a separate little breeding station where I 10 my different chickens, and these here will be the final versions, and they'll be here mostly to collect their drops, not their eggs. So rather than just void them, I may as well hatch them into a chicken cooker and then have a constant supply of food, and any excess I can put into a culinary generator to get myself some power. So that's the plan there. I got some chests here, mostly just to fill in this awkward space. They open because these factory blocks are transparent, which is really cool. So yeah, these what are they called? Nesting pens. They take a lot of wheat. Like I think 45 wheat per one of these. So I burned through everything I had. I'm still growing wheat, trying to get these ready so I can finish this. Yeah, I think maybe what I'll do is I'll leave this as enough chickens for now, put my chicken cooking setup back here, breeding pen in the center, and then if I do need to expand, I have enough room for 3 more rows of chickens. And it's a pain in the butt to get up there, but you know, once they're in there, there shouldn't be any need to get them out, because they'll be, like I said, they'll be the 10 version. So yeah, that's what I'm going to work on. And then I'll bring you back once I have my breeding station done. And the chicken cooker I'm not going to show you. It's just a standard chicken cooker where the eggs are dispensed onto a half slab, which is sitting underneath a block of lava. Baby chickens survive. As soon as they're an adult, they cook themselves, and then the hopper picks up the drops, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna get my breeding station together, polish this up a little bit, and then I'll come back. You watch. I'll be back. Okay, so I decided to use these chests that were previously just for decoration as my breeding area. And the reason for this is the one that I had set up upstairs, I don't think I actually really ever went over on camera, but it was 2 chests, kind of like double chest and a double trap chest, and then 4 of the nesting pens on top, and the nesting pens transferred into the chest below, and then that allowed them to breed with their neighbor and their neighbor. So we were crossbreeding and 10-10-10ing chickens simultaneously, and it was pretty good, pretty effective. But the thing about this room is it is odd numbered on all sides, so putting a 2x2 breeding area in the center is going to make it look off no matter where I put it. So I broke it up into 2 separate chests, which will slow down the progression through the tree of different chickens. But I don't really care. This series for me isn't about maxing out everything and just being crazy with the amount of resources we produce and how quickly we get places. It's just kind of enjoying modded Minecraft and using the mods that appeal to us. So that's how I'm going to do it. It's just nice and slow. So I wanted to show you how I hook these chests up. So these things here, flat transfer nodes, are fantastic. You can place them in between 2 blocks, right in that little. So it's pretty amazing. So right over here, they're right there in between the nesting pen and the chest. There's a transfer node. So it's pulling anything that's in this inventory, transferring it into here. Now, if you just place it, sneak place it, it's going to be drawing from the chest and pushing up, which is not what you want. So, oh yeah, and there's no way to get them off without breaking the block that they're attached to. So that's kind of something interesting to keep note of. So yeah, to flip them around, you want to use the left control button when you place it, and then it will place properly. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so the red items are where it pushes to. The red dots. This one is faced properly. The red is underneath, I assume. This one is upside down. So let me just quickly replace that. Like that. Oh, I can't walk today. Alright, left control, place it, and then my 2 nests. And then those are ready. They'll take anything that drops in the nest, put it in the chest. And then inside the chest, or coming out of the chest, I have an item conduit, and I just dipped it down low there so I can put a dirt block here and kind of hide it. You could just obviously run it straight across. And then I just put an item filter in here, whitelisting chicken manure and feathers to go into a trash can because I don't want either of those things. I did keep some chicken manure, and I mean, obviously, if I eliminate this, I'll have tons of it in no time, so there's no need to save it at the moment. So yeah, that is basically it. I'm going to just fill this back in, and we just did the exact same thing over here. Let me just double check that I did the item filter. I'm pretty sure. Yep, item filter's there. Oh, no, that's dirt. Yeah, so all that's left now in here, well, there's a couple things, but oh man, I want you under there and you to go here. There we go, looking good. Oh, and let me get this in here, maybe. There we go, looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna do the chicken cooker here, and I may just make a fairly big one. Yeah, to fill most of this space here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run or connect all of these pens together with item conduits. All of these pens together with item conduits, and on this side, run them behind, and then they're basically all going to run their drops into this line here, which connects to our main storage chest over there. But I also have to put them through a bit of a filter so that they lose all their chicken, or sorry, all their manure and all their feathers, and then the output of the chicken cooker also needs do not let feathers through kind of thing. So what I might do is run everything just unfiltered through here, and then in this line here I'll put one chest, and then the output from that chest will have the item filter, which will blacklist manure and feathers. Sound good? Yeah? All right. So I'm going to get working on that, and then I'll come back and show you the important part, like how we do the sorting. So here we go. That's the chicken cooker. It's looking pretty sweet. I decided to go with a pretty standard design where the dispenser spits out the eggs, they break on the half slab, and if it's a baby chicken, it can fit in this space, and then as soon as it grows up into a full chicken, its head is in the what is normally lava, but in this case I'm using pulsating iron, because why not? We have so many different colors of hot liquids to cook chickens with. Why not break out from the ordinary? I also like it because it doesn't light up as much as lava would, and I'm kind of going for more of a dark feel in here. So all that's left to do for this is just like a little bit of cosmetic work up top, but functionally this thing should be good to go. So behind all of these nesting pens, you can see I have item conduits from Ender.io, and I'm sure there's a cheaper way to do this, but I don't know. I had the binder compound, and I have a pulsating iron cow, so it wasn't too bad to make them. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna need a lot. Like there's 48 item conduits without even considering the transportation of the items. That's just to collect. So yeah, it's a lot, but you know, use whatever you want. And then I'll take you behind here. And yeah, so these two lines, they come in from the collection of the nesting pens. So all of them connect, go underground, come up here, and they load the dispensers. So every single item, the drops and the eggs and the feathers and the manure are all going to get shot through the dispenser, and then they're going to be picked up by this absorption hopper. Except for the eggs that hatch into chickens. Those will obviously stay in the cooker. Then everything else goes down this line, which goes through here, comes up there, and then there's a trash can here with a whitelisted item filter for feathers and chicken manure, and then this is going to carry on that way and connect into our storage system. So that's pretty simple. The only thing that's left to do now is the redstone that will detect when these dispensers have stuff in them and cause them to fire. That's just some pretty standard redstone stuff. You take a comparator output and turn that comparator output into a clock that will then continually fire this until you're done. So what I'm probably going to do is just take a reading off of one side and then power this center block, which will power both dispensers. That's not really that big of a deal. It's pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to wire it up off camera. But I just wanted to show you the chicken cooker in all of its glory. I think it's pretty sweet. And I'm going to do a little more, like I said, cosmetic work up here. And yeah, then it'll be all done, and we'll be ready to start bringing in the chickens. I have log chickens, glowstone chickens, redstone chickens, flint chickens, and cold chickens that are all 10, 10, 10. So I can load them in here and start collecting their drops right away. And then we will start breeding some of the other chickens that we don't have. I know I have to start a lot of them with some die chickens, so I'm going to make those first. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in my spare time, is breeding chickens while I work on the super secret project. So yeah, I think we're out of time, and that's going to do it for today's episode. All that's left to do is, as I promised, open just like a whole bunch of, I think it's this one. Yeah, open a whole bunch of weapon cases. I've also had my mob grinder running while I've been working today, so I got a few more to add to that. Okay, I'm back. Standing over here on top of the mob grinder weapon cases in hand. So we have 47 of the weapon cases first edition, 49 of the weapon cases second edition, and 8 of the baubles rings. I'm really excited about the rings. Oh, and also, of course, 53 bow cases. I'm really excited about the rings. I've seen some pretty excellent ones. Yeah, there's some that are just absolutely ridiculously OP, and hopefully we get one of those. But I'm going to start with the weapons case first edition. Here we go. Oh, rings. Haste 2, Strength 2, Resistance 2. Now that's a good ring. Haste 1, garbage. Haste 2, Strength 2, Resistance 2. Got all of them. Too bad they won't stack. Phantom, Crude. So, 13 seems to be about the highest I've ever seen come out of one of these. I imagine they're upgradable past that. Ooh, a 15. A Wakizashi. That's a pretty nice sword. Oh, I got a whole pile here. Okay, let's just start getting these bows away. They start despawning, and then we'll look through the chests. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much, the weapon cases are really cool. It's a great idea, but they need to put some better weapons in there. I'm gonna have to sort through, and why does this not have any stats? That's interesting. Oh, it hasn't gone yet, okay. Venom. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through these bows afterwards and see if I can find one that I really like. Sword-wise, yeah, there's just nothing that special. That's really a shame. The rings are great, but it would be really nice to have some like cool swords like this bad boy. I guess there's a couple that I still have to roll. Yeah. Well, at least we got some of these swords. The Ocelot ring. This looks pretty good. It's got multi-shot of 4. The draw speed's 1.8 though, but I think I might be able to reduce that somehow. Let's see if that actually does shoot 4. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Where did I put my arrows at? That's the question. This is a really cool looking sword. Oh, it wasn't the real one. Another dog bone. I have so many of those. Anyways, I'm going to go around and take those swords out of there because they're pretty much garbage. I'm just going to hang them all up here onto the walls in various places. I'm going to keep collecting some more, and hopefully next time I have like a bunch of like ring cases or something to open. Oh yeah, look at that. 4 arrows. Draws pretty fast too. This might be a pretty good bow actually. This might be the one that I use. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, I have some other projects that I need to work on off camera. Ones that just really are not interesting for you to watch, and I don't want to bore you with them. But yeah, we got our little chicken area of Destiny all set up and ready to go. Laying pens there, collection pens, a chicken cooking system. Everything links back to our main storage. This is so great. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please go down and thumb wrestle that like button, show me some love. Subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more projects like this in the future. And until next time, this is Skoozi saying peace!